Damn, I'm way more nervous for this than.
Really?
Urban Sanchez-Cruz, director and filmmaker from Woodburn, Oregon, about an hour south of Portland. Born in Portland, grew up in Woodburn my entire life. Proud graduate from there. Lived up until I was 20 years old in that city. So I've been making videos since I was 12 years old. Started with dancing videos. My mom's been an entrepreneur her entire life, so she's always had a computer and she's always had a camera. And I would take those cameras and I would make dancing videos and edit them on that computer and upload those on YouTube. And that's kind of how everything got started. And then from there went on to like a broadcasting class in middle school. From there, broadcasting in high school. And then up until I got to Oregon State, I had to do a summer bridge project where there was video involved. And again, it just kind of has come along with me every step of my life. And so, yeah, there just came a point in time where I decided to get my first camera and start making videos for businesses, people, anybody really who would make me shoot. And that slowly turned into what is now a career. First a business, now a career. Yeah, I mean, that's really how everything kind of got started. I've been doing videos now for more than half my life. 5 to 6 years ago, I did a small video for my local high school here for the soccer team. They were playing in the state championship, and it was my first time doing anything with sports. I didn't even have a pass that day. Like, I just showed up with my camera. Had somebody that I had met a couple weeks beforehand, somehow ended up getting me a media pass, so I was able to go on the field and record these incredible moments. And I ended up putting together a little mini doc, about a 10-minute documentary project for my local high school about them winning the state championship, lifting the trophy, doing every aspect of it. And that really kind of took off and changed everything for me. And obviously when I was editing that project, it was insane. Like, the visuals from this local high school game and the access, it got me hooked into what the potential of sports was. And at the time, again, there weren't really too many people even with a camera, let alone doing sports or anything like that. And so that was really cool to see. And then after that, you know, every opportunity that came about, like, it happened so quick. Like, from there, it turned into, at the time I was still shooting at nightclubs and Mexican artists, and that turned into touring with one of the biggest Mexican artists at the time, you know, and then we got a chance to go to the South. And I mean, it was very early on in my career, and it just showed me the potential of, again, like, what was possible and what was needed to, you know, work with these people. And more than anything, again, like, I remember those early concerts, those early days of me getting on stage and feeling like, oh damn, this is so cool. All the access that you get with a camera in your hand, all the people that you get to meet, to see what they turn into, both good and bad, right? There's some people who, when the camera turns on, you see them completely freeze up and forget their name. And there are some people that when the camera comes on, they come on. Like, they fully embrace having a camera in their face and do this performance. And again, that gets you hooked, addicted, whether it's concert, sports, whatever. Like, seeing somebody go through all that is a really cool experience. And having a camera in my hands, there's no better feeling for me. It really is, like, I don't know, like, it's like my version of putting on a cape, I guess, in a sense. Like, I feel invincible with that thing in my hand. I feel like I can do anything, film anything. Seeing where it's taken me, so I know how powerful this thing in my hand actually is and can be, right?
How you guys doing in here? A lot of energy, a lot of great energy in here this morning. I feel it. That's awesome. That's awesome to feel. Brian, thank you for the awesome introduction. You know, I want to come in here today and talk a little bit about my story, a little bit about mindset, attitude, like Brian said, and really just, you know, how I got to really be here speaking to you guys.
I met Jordan about 4 years ago. He was gonna be coming over to Astoria to do his annual Jordan Poyer camp and golf tournament. And I had previously done a project about 6 months before meeting Jordan. where the buddy of mine who introduced me was shooting something down in California. I messaged this guy on Instagram saying, you know, give me an opportunity to go down and help with any project. Went down, helped out with that project. 6 months later, that same guy is coming up to Oregon to film this project for Jordan. Initially, I believe it was just supposed to be shooting the camp stuff, I believe. So when the guy told me about the project, I said, great, let's collaborate. Let's you know, work together on this. And he got up to Astoria, and I had all my gear, obviously, because I live here. I took it all with me over to Astoria, and that's really kind of how it all got started. We got to Astoria, met Mr. Poyer, Poyer, over at a hotel and in an iconic scenic spot there in Astoria. He had Jordan's old coach there along with his teammates. They just wanted to get interviews on what it was like working with him or playing with him, excuse me. And then that slowly was like, hey, we have a lot of footage, a lot of stuff. Why don't we turn this into a documentary? And that's how that project really got started. So from there, after interviewing his old teammates, we interviewed some local people who have seen him grow up there in Astoria. And then from there, we, you know, obviously like interviewed his coach, his dad, and ended up putting this entire project together where it was right around the same time where he had announced to the world that he was a recovering alcoholic. He had announced his sobriety and announced to the world that he was going through alcoholism. He shared his entire story with us, or with me, and you know, that resulted in creating the documentary over for him.
Wow, I'm absolutely speechless, sir. That was, I mean, to have a documentary come out. I mean, like David said, we didn't really plan to have any documentary, but we just started shooting content in that story, and it just worked out so well. And so I'll leave with this, you know, just, you know, who are you? You know, what's your purpose here? You know, why are you here? You know, whatever you want to believe in. You know, I believe that each one of us understood the assignment before we came here. You know, we're infinite beings. I believe we're infinite beings. Our soul and our consciousness has been here and will forever be here. You know, we could be this giant organism inside of another giant organism that's just tucked away in a closet. You know, just like think about it, like zoom out. Like space is crazy. Like, you know, like stars is crazy. You guys see the moon last night? Like, oh my goodness. Like, it's fascinating. But we want to be here arguing about, oh my goodness, I didn't take the trash out, like my wife is mad at me now, like, oh my God, like now we're gonna get in an argument, like no. Just go take the trash out, Jordan. You'll be better later, like just put your pride aside, put your ego aside, like you're good, bro. Next thing, you know, that's really all I had, man. If you guys had any...
Yo, we're just blowing up, man.
I get a call on March 4th, I believe. That was a Monday. I get a call, or a text actually. I get a text from Jordan around like 6 a.m. here. And it says like, bro, are you busy? Are you able to talk? And I was like, the heck? Like, yeah, whatever. Like, so I got up, I got on a phone call, and he's like, hey, I'm out here in Costa Rica right now. You know, we're doing, I got a group of people out here with me. We're gonna be doing ayahuasca together. And I want you to come in and record and film this experience. Let's just say that everything kind of matched up perfectly. I was desperately wanting to do something different or work on a passion project that I actually cared about, and wanting to put my heart and soul into something. And this opportunity came about, and so without hesitation, without knowing anything about ayahuasca, other than what I've seen Jordan experience, I said yes. I said I'll put a team together, which is one other person that I would trust with this, and we'll get out there and we'll make this happen on a 5-day notice. This is day one. We're about to get started. He's doing his boxers. We're about to get started. Day one out here in Costa Rica. It is just about 7 a.m. This time it was going to involve a lot more people, a lot more notable people. It's going to be a bigger project, in fact, the biggest project of my life. And yeah, that's what I've been working on, obviously, since I've gotten back. There's a couple people that we weren't able to get interviewed. Part of it was, all of it was my fault. You know, you want to make sure, especially with somebody like Aaron, like, I don't know, you have this thought of him. I grew up watching him play on Sundays, obviously, like everybody else. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers, literally, like, it's Aaron fucking Rodgers. And then, like, trying to get that out of your head when you're meeting him for the first time is kind of hard. Initially, you know, we're kind of telling, hey, Jordan, kind of like in, I don't know, like in middle school or stuff. Hey, go tell this person, like, hey, Jordan, can you tell Aaron? And, you know, it didn't end up happening. It wasn't the right time. Early May, I got a chance to go out to New Jersey and finally make this interview happen. As I was interviewing them, it was like I was already putting the documentary or like what they were saying like together. Again, it was like, if you're going back to this puzzle, it was like, oh, I found the piece. I know exactly where this goes. When they're saying, you know, certain parts, whether it's a Temazcal, whether it's about, you know, their first time hearing ayahuasca, where I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I know exactly where I'm gonna put this. And it was kind of like doing like almost like a live editing session right there as I'm conducting the interview too. But needless to say, I mean, at the end of it is one of the highlights of my career, one of the coolest moments of my life, getting a chance to go out there, getting to see Aaron's personal house. And I think initially was not wanting to be a part of this project for other reasons, not necessarily through us, but then he said that he saw us, met us, saw the work, and wanted to be a part of it. And I don't think there's a better compliment that I've ever gotten without him trying, I guess, to compliment me. So yeah, that was cool. And again, more than anything, I'm just happy because I think for everybody, I think it's like oh, I heard it first from him. Let's hear about his experience. He dives in depth into it. And I'm so happy and grateful for that. And we're ramping things up. We're moving along with the documentary project. And alongside of that, you know, some conversations have taken place over that time period about, you know, what's not just with this project, but what's this gonna be moving forward? You know, is it gonna be more than just a documentary? And that eventually led to, you know, Jordan offered me an opportunity to move down to Miami and do work with him, do exclusive work with him throughout the season. Not just with him on the field, but also off the field with developing his podcast, continue to develop his brand, and now start a new project around this ayahuasca documentary that we're creating and making has turned into a way bigger project, and it involves and needs me to be involved full time. And so I've had the incredible opportunity and have made the decision to be heading down to Miami for this year, for this upcoming year, and following my dreams and taking a chance and working on this project for the foreseeable future. And yeah, I mean, this has been a long time coming, and this is my official announcement of, yeah, we're heading to, kind of like LeBron, and we're taking our talents down to South Beach.
And is there anything that you would like to say to yourself?
I grew up with a single mother up until the age of 8, and I'll never forget the sacrifices that she had to make. Now being a parent myself, I'll never understand how she made it happen, how she made it work, but she did. That woman sacrificed everything, leaving her own country, the comfort of being around her own family, to come to a different country with no guarantees. Not a place to sleep in, not a place to work, not knowing anybody here, not knowing the language. That was a decision that she made almost 30 years ago for the opportunity to give her what she didn't know at the time would be her only child, to give him that opportunity to have a better future that she couldn't over there. That sacrifice in and of itself, thinking about that, going back to that, whenever I feel lazy, whenever I feel like I want to do something, like whenever I'm feeling down, she gave up everything that she knew for the chance to give me a better life. I owe that woman the world, the universe, and I think after I give her that, I'm still forever indebted to her. I have a 9-year-old son, and pictured in the back there, that changed my entire life. That changed who I am as a person. That showed me what true love is. That has done way more for me in his 8 years of life than I think I will ever do for him in his entire life. And everybody around me knows that, you know, anybody that I care about, I truly believe that, and to hold them accountable to them following their dreams. And that's no different for my son. You know, like, I want him to follow his dreams. I want him to, whatever it may be, whether it's filmmaking, being a YouTuber, gamer, football player, astronaut, lawyer, all the above. Hell, why not? Right? I want him to have the belief that if you work hard, you stay persistent, that you can make your dreams come true. And I can't tell him that or feel right telling him anything like that if I didn't go out and do it. I don't want to be speaking from a place of cliches or, you know, hey, you should do this. I want to be speaking from a place of experience to say, I followed my dreams. I did it, which definitely means that you can, and you can do it. So I need to lead by example, chase after the dream, and go get it.